Hey guys, I'm Clint. Welcome back to another Division 2 build video, and today, as you've seen in the footage, this is a bleed build for PVE, and it is really strong. It delivers a really huge bleed on NPCs, given you have the relevant talents that will enable you to have this awesome bleed. Hey guys, I'm Clint. Welcome back to another Division 2 build video, and today this is all about the bleed in PVE, and this is a superb bleed build that delivers some insane bleed on NPCs, given you have the right talents that will let you proc this fantastic amount of bleed. You've seen it, 45k bleed, which is possible, just given you have the right talents and attributes on your build. Enough me talking jibber jabber, let's take a look at this build. Okay guys, first and foremost, I'm rolling with the Survivalist Specialization. That is just a given for me. That is my go-to specialization. I love the Survivalist. I love rolling with AR, so that's it for me. However, you can roll with whatever you want to roll with this build. It is entirely up to you, but I prefer the AR Survivalist setup. Okay, so we'll go through the stats first. We're looking, it's 496 gear score. It is 4 offensive, 2 defensive, and 15 utility stats. Now to break that down, armor, you're looking 182,791. My health is 54,593, and my skill power is 2,752. And as you can see by the gear, I'm rolling with 4 pieces ongoing directive, and a high-end gloves and a high-end backpack. But we'll go through step by step, and firstly we'll go through the ongoing directive gear set, and I'll explain why I'm rolling with this and the benefit of the 4-piece. Okay, we'll start with the mask. The ongoing directive, I've got the Gatherer's Mask, the Resource Harness, the Special Ammo Holster, and the Knee Pollen. And this grants me set bonus 2, which is plus 20% weapon handling. Set bonus 3 is plus 25% burn damage, and the creme de la creme is plus 25% bleed damage. So this will again boost my bleed damage by 25%, which is a really nice healthy amount to have on the build. Now ongoing directive, there is a 5 and a 6 piece, however it is not needed on this build and I would not recommend it. Go for the 4 piece and go for 2 high-end pieces that will grant you that awesome amount of skill damage boost. Okay, so the attributes on the mask: skill power and a huge chunk of health, which is definitely needed. And then the protocol mod slot is skill power with 4% bleed damage and increased burn duration. When we take a look at the chest piece, again it's ongoing directive, the 2nd piece, and in terms of the attributes, it's skill power, weapon damage, 7.84% XP weak point kills, and the mods: skill power with increased bleed duration, increased confuse duration, skill power with drone skill power and firefly skill power, and the defensive system mod slot is armor with armor regen and total armor of 3%. And the holster, it is again ongoing directive, the 3rd piece I'm rolling with. The attributes: a huge amount of skill power and some nice cooldown reduction by 18%. The mods: skill power with increased shock and increased kill XP, and skill power with increased kill XP and grenade damage. And the final piece of ongoing directive, I'm rolling with the knee pads. That will give me skill power 395, and the mods: they are skill power with increased confuse duration, and the weapon system mod slot is weapon damage and headshot damage. Now the high ends. The first high end I'm rolling with is the Naroli Holdings pair of gloves. Accuracy is the main talent. I want to make sure I'm hitting as often as possible, and the bloom is as small as possible on the reticule of the AR. The major attribute is assault rifle damage, which is key because that gives me that little bit of extra damage, so I'm not, not pissing in the wind. I can deal some wood damage on this build, and that's what I'm trying to do, is stack as much damage, given they synergize with the talents. And the talent, creme de la creme, terminate. Depleting an enemy's armor grants plus 35% skill damage for 15 seconds. Kills will refresh this. This stacks with the Oxidizer talent, and you will see a real healthy boost, which I'll demonstrate in the shooting range, and we'll talk about the insane amount of damage with the oxidizer that you can push out there. So it is a very underused skill. I mean, it was something that was used quite heavily at the beginning of the game. The first 2 or 3 weeks, I remember everyone was running with this, and then again people cottoned on that the heal is so strong with a chem launcher reinforcer, so it was a forgotten skill. But trust me, it's really strong, and it's definitely worth giving a bash to this skill. Terminate, it's a go-to. This is a given. Now, you can use Wicked on your gloves, which will grant you 10% weapon damage, which is very good. However, you want the skill damage. It will give you more value, so definitely go for Terminate. That's the go-to on this build. And then you're looking at the backpack. It is an Alp Summit Armament backpack. That gives me 10% cooldown reduction. I get a nice whack of skill power and some more cooldown reduction. And the talents, tech support, kills by active skills grant plus 25% skill damage for 10 seconds. And this will add on with Terminate to just basically rinse NPCs. It will destroy their armor and it will take them down in next to no time. Capacitive, again, that's just the skill duration, and that's more so based for my drone to make sure my drone lasts longer. Utility system mod slot is skill power, chem launcher skill power, and seeker skill power. And the offensive mod slot is weapon damage, optimal range, and critical range. So that's the gear. Let's talk about the actual weapons and how they synergize. Firstly, I'm rolling with CTAR 21. Why I'm rolling with this is because of the talents. But firstly, we'll go through the CTAR 21. It has a base damage of 12.2k, which isn't great, but it does have a high RPM of 900. There's 40 in the mag. As you can see, the accuracy is good. The stability is around about 90%, which is strong. And I recommend that because you want to make sure you're hitting as many bullets on the enemy as possible to give you more chance of inflicting A, bleed, and 2, getting this particular talent to proc, which is Sadist. Deal plus 20% weapon damage to bleeding enemies. That is a given on the build because this is that free 20% weapon damage is insane. So guys, I'll demonstrate that shortly in terms of what we're looking at as a damage boost, but Sadist is your go-to. So Terminate, yes. Tech support, yes. And obviously Sadist, they work and synergize perfectly. Distance, plus 15% optimal range. With this build, you are playing from a range, and this helps. Gives you a little bit more, again, consistent damage because you are hitting from afar. So definitely distance is a nice talent to have on the build. Recharge, well-equipped skills deployed at full armor have plus 25% duration, charges, and ammo, which is good. So this is an extra 1 in the slot for recharge on my chem launcher. And then in terms of the mods, accuracy, rounds, critic chance, and stability. My secondary weapon is the MG5, which has the talent Spike, plus 35% skill damage for 20 seconds with a headshot kill. So, no brainer, we can switch from your CTAR to your MG5. Again, take an enemy down with Spike, you'll grant this sexy whack of 35% skill damage, which is awesome. Again, you're talking astronomical bleed on NPCs. Allegro for the rate of fire, and recharge, well equipped against skills deployed at full armor, have plus 25% duration, charges, and ammo. Another top skill talent to use on the build. And mod stability, reload speed, stability, and more stability. As you can see, it's fairly stable at 85%. Accuracy is a little bit low. 50 in the mag. It does okay, but again, I'm using this for the talent Spike. Again, I've got recharge on there as well, and the only thing I'll perhaps change recharge for is rooted. Okay, and then the pistol. I'm rolling with the Liberty pistol, and we'll go through the talents and explain why. Liberty gain plus 100% damage to hostile electronics while aiming enemy weak points and hostile electronics are highlighted. Blind Justice, after destroying an enemy's weak point or hostile electronics, your next bullet deals plus 500% weapon damage. If that shot kills an enemy, your magazine is refilled and grants 100% weapon damage for the entire magazine. I'm not using the Liberty for those two talents, but for this one, Independence, while holster destroying enemies' weak points, refills 20% of your current weapon's magazine. So that would be an extra 8 in the mag or 10 in the mag of the MG5. And again, it's a nice little talent to have on the build. Critic chance, damage to elites, rate of fire, and stability are the mods on the Liberty pistol. And now we'll go through the skills. We'll start with the drone. The drone, I'm using this because I want the healing. It's all about the healing. I want to stay alive. I'm a little bit squishy at 182. I'm not super squishy, but I am a little bit. So it's nice to have the drone that keeps me alive longer. I'll cooldown of 77 seconds, and we all know we pop that dismantle, and you are looking at around about 38, 39 seconds. It's not perfect in all honesty, but it is what it is. Cooldown reduction, armor repair, and armor repair on the slots. And again, this gives me 18,331 healing, which is a huge chunk of health. A huge chunk. So yeah, this is really strong. It's going to give me that healing and make me last longer in the fight. And then what the build is all about is the oxidizer chem launcher, and the oxidizer canister releases a cloud of corrosive gas that damages enemy armor, skill proxies, and causes damage over time. Again, I'm using this, say this on my CTAR, that plus 20% weapon damage, and then terminate, tech support, they're all going to synergize very well. And then you have the 25% bleed damage from ongoing directive. You can see where I've gone with the build. Now the ammo is 6, the cooldown is 18.2 seconds. You can get this lower, guys, you genuinely can, given you have the right mods on your gear. Go for cooldown reduction on your build as well to get that a little bit lower. But I've opted for the damage. I want the damage. Climb radius is 3 meters. Climb duration is 6 seconds. And the damage is 24,254. Don't pay too much attention to that, because that is your base damage. With no skills procced, no extra damage, nothing else happening, you're looking 24,254. But you'll easily get a proc or a boost on that very quickly. And the slots, you're talking 5 ammo, and the reason why my skill power is so high is to get the extra 27.9% damage. That's huge, a huge amount of damage. Okay, we'll go for the stats. You can see the gear talents that I have equipped and the weapon talents. And then we'll look at the nitty gritty of the build. Weapon damage 12,182. 5% critic chance, 25% critic damage, headshot damage 56%. Again, it is what it is. I don't generally care about that. It's because I'm rolling with the oxidizer that's going to deal a lot of damage for me and for my teammates as well. Weapon handling 20%. Again, this weapon is very stable. All weapons damage bonus 12%. Assault rifle damage 23%. Health damage 29%. Armor regen max health. Again, we've gone through that already. No hazard protection. I've got a drone which is going to keep me alive, which is definitely needed. Skill power 2752. However, to unlock the best mods possible, my drone skill power is nearly 3k, same as the chem launch skill power. That's where I invested for this build. Cooldown reduction is 39%. The cap, if you didn't know, is 60%. So guys, you can get easily with 10% on this to make it some super sexy cooldowns on your build. So 50% is a nice number to go for. I'm at 39, could be a little bit better. So again, work for me to do on this build. Guys, I'm sure you're much better than me. You can put together something a little bit stronger. And that is it. Now let's go for a quick demonstration, show you what this is all about. Okay, this is a named enemy. He'll have some armor on him. So what I'll do, I will just make sure I will proc terminate. But firstly, we'll just roll a bleed so we can see what the bleed does. 24,253. That's what we're looking at. And you see, I'm in cover. What I'm going to do, I'm going to switch back to my CTAR. I'm going to rinse his armor a little bit. And then let's switch it. You see it's procced. Let's see the bleed. 3885. Okay. Let's do another bit of bleed. Another example. Let's have a look. This is going to more proc. 35623. And back to the 30k again. Back down to the generic 24253, and that's because, again, procking. As you can see, terminate's procced again. Make sure that's procced. So terminate's procced. Switch it. Again. It jumps from 15 to 19k weapon damage. Wants to shoot, that is. There you go. That's your basic 24254. I'll just take this guy down. That's it. 30885. Switch the weapon. You can see that's what we're looking at. 12182. But let's just get a bit of bleed on him, and then we'll see the weapon damage. 15. So you can see, guys, they got everything propped there. So let's take a look. 39843. That is a really nice figure to have. Let's try it again. Again, back because only Terminate is activated, which is 30,885. Again, you've got some really nice bleed on this build, and you can stack it, which is even better. And let's just switch this down, and we'll show you one more example. Again, 3885 is your basic. Given you have your rinse that player's armor, you rinse that armor, and you're in a great place to really put some bleed on some players. You know, I'm talking NPCs. PvP, this is not a superb build because you are very squishy, and PvP is in a terrible state at present. But PvE, this is an exceptional build to rinse through NPC's armor. It's great in a team, and it's all about having that crowd control, and this is it, guys. And it's a great indicator for your teammates to take down NPCs quicker. So this is a superb team build. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm Clint Flair Woo, and if you have, drop a like. If you want to see more Division 2 content, smash the sub button, and I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.